Hi, everybody. Welcome to Core and Stretch. It's me, Jess, your health fitness program manager from McLean. And I'm looking forward to guiding you through today's no equipment needed, semi Pilates inspired, somewhat heavy on the planks, core and stretch class. We got just about 2 minutes till we get started. Taking this time to bribe my pets. And we're going to get started from the seated position of your choice, which I think sounds great. Keep some water nearby just in case you need it. I'm going to set up this timer. We're going to do a little mini Tabata inspired circuit during today's class as well for one of our ab moves. But instead of doing 8 rounds, 20 seconds work, 10 seconds rest, we're just going to do 4. So we're going to take a full 2 minutes, basically, to focus on the same core engaging exercise to really burn those abs out. And then we're going to use them functionally for a little plank series that I'm pretty excited about as well. I say that now before we get started. I'm just coming over here to make sure everything is streaming properly. And then we will get started with our breath and movement. Oh, look at Uncle Buck, just sitting there. What a lover. Great. If you do want to bring any sort of a prop for this beginning of class to help yourself feel comfortable in whatever seated position you've chosen, you are, of course, welcome to. In fact, if you sit down and you come into any sort of cross-legged position and you notice that those, knees are coming all the way up towards your chest or armpits, lift yourself up. Create that little extra space to allow those knees to come into the negative, to open your hips a little bit more. It's only going to increase the range of motion that you're able to move through. But we're just starting off right here with a little bit of breath. So let's spend 1 minute just, oopsie doodles. Oh my gosh, just breathing. Uncle Buck, it's not time to sit in my lap. Just breathing and letting the day go. Maybe you too have a child or a pet who is like in your space right now, and you can tell them, you're welcome to be here, but this is my time. So if you would like to go focus on yourself, that would be great. Just start to notice how your body is feeling. And if you feel any like real points of tension somewhere, if you want to give yourself your own little stretch into a spot that you find that you might need, I encourage you to absolutely do that for the next couple of breaths. And then we'll run through a couple neck and shoulder and chest opening lat stretches together before we really get started. I mean, we've already gotten started, but I mean before we really bring the engagement to our abs. So let's start off. Ground through your sit bones, draw that core in, and take notice of what's happening with your rib cage. So many times when I'm just kind of sitting, I know that I notice that I'm not finding engagement in that core, especially when I'm sitting in my desk chair. So knitting that rib cage together is going to help you find a little bit more length and lift through the spine and crown of the head. And one yoga belief I've always loved is that tighter feels lighter. So find that engagement. On your next inhale, lift up through the crown of your head, shoulders, blades are squeezed in towards each other. Maybe your elbows gently draw towards the wall behind you. And on your exhale, tuck your chin down to your chest. Inhale, look up towards the ceiling. Maybe you can get that big lift range of motion through your neck. Think about letting your nose lead the movement. But if you're feeling any pain in your neck, just find that stretch with your eyes. So we're inhaling up towards the ceiling and we're exhaling down towards our chest. Let's get 2 more breaths here like this. Really think about using the full length of your breath to come into the motion. So you don't just quickly inhale and then shoot your head up towards the ceiling. It's a nice long slow movement. The full length of your inhale, you're looking up, and the full length of your exhale, chin comes down to chest. Keep that chin down towards your chest. When it comes there this time, re-engage through the shoulder blades like they're pinching a pencil behind you. Those elbows are drawn behind you, and your rib cage once again comes knit and nice and tight. With that chin down towards your chest, take a big inhale, and on your exhale, drop your ear to whichever shoulder you would like to get started with. Inhale, slowly come back down through center. Exhale, bring your ear to the opposite shoulder. Once again, just moving really slowly. We'll take one more time in each direction. Maybe that means you need to do 3 altogether just to make sure you get the same number on each side. And then next time your chin comes towards your chest, find that engagement through your upper back and shoulders, and then lift your head up on your inhale. Give yourself 4 shoulder circles, whichever direction felt appropriate for you to start. And then change direction of those shoulders, really emphasizing them lifting up towards your ears. And as you finish this 4th shoulder circle, shoulders really relax down. So creating as much space with your neck as we can. Let's get our arms involved in the party. Oh, Uncle Buck, you're so silly. We're going to inhale those arms all the way up and then just exhale them back down to your sides. I like to turn my hands palms forward so my thumbs are facing up as I inhale. Exhale. Arms come down. One more time. Inhale up. This time, keep those arms up overhead. Go ahead, drop your right arm down. You can apply some pressure into the floor as you reach your left hand over to the right side. Try not to collapse your chest towards the floor, so chest still stays squared to the wall in front of you. Finding that range of motion that works for you. Inhale that arm back up. Exhale, left arm comes down. Apply some pressure into the floor so you can really work to find this lift. And maybe for you today, it's a lot of a lift, and maybe it's a lot of side reach. Inhale back up through center. One more time, each side. Exhale. Make sure those sit bones stay grounded. Inhale back up through center. Exhale. Relax it down towards the side. Great. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, find a nice little spine twist. You can use the inside of your forearm against your knee to help you once again roll those shoulders down and back. Get that rib cage knit in. Make sure there's length through the crown of your head on your spine twist. Once more, breathing in to find that extension. And as you exhale, we're just going to switch to the opposite side. So if you want, you can bring those arms up overhead. Or you can keep your hands nice and low. Last time to each side. Amazing work. All right, we're going to carefully make our way down onto our backs. So perhaps you'll already start a little of the Pilates movement, planting those feet down on the floor and keeping that lift of the chest. Slowly roll yourself down one vertebrae at a time until those backs are nice and planted on the floor. And from here, we're just going to draw our legs up into tabletop. And I want you to apply some pressure from your hands, palms towards your knees. So lower back stays glued down towards the mat. Abs are drawn in and engaged. Rib cage is still knit together. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Press your hands against your knees. Inhale, you can gently release a little bit. Exhale. Go back. Press your hands against your knees. Let's do it 2 more times. Inhale, you can carefully release. Exhale. Apply that pressure. Oh my gosh. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Really press it down. All right, carefully release those feet down to the floor. Did you notice while you were making that exhale and applying that pressure how easy it was to really get the full back down on the floor? So I want you to concentrate on the way that you used your breath, that your core tightens and that lower back is really glued to the mat. Next up, we're going to go for a version of the hundreds, whatever feels best for you. Maybe you're keeping your feet down on the floor like we are right now to keep that lower back relaxed on the mat. Maybe you're able to bring those legs up into tabletop. Maybe you even go for a little bit of a teaser. You can keep your head down on the floor. You can gently lift your head up. I'm going to lift my head up off of the floor, still making sure that lower back is pressed down. My rib cage is knit. We're going to inhale and pump our hands for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep that breath slow. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Make sure that those shoulders aren't creeping up towards your ears. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. We're just going for 50. So go ahead, relax those shoulders back down towards the mat. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Hello, needy little doggy. I think this is the most that Uncle Buck has been up in my business during a class. Maybe you're going to gently rock a little bit side to side. If you don't have a dog right next to you and you can give yourself a little massage of the lower back, maybe taking a couple circles with those knees in one direction, circles with those knees in the opposite direction. And next up, I believe we're going to go for a single leg pull. So I always like to start with that right leg, no matter what it looks like I'm doing on camera. I promise my right leg is going first. So you're going to take your outside hand, bring it close up towards your knee, and your inside hand is a little bit lower on the shins. As that knee draws towards your chest, can you keep that lower back towards the mat and lift those shoulders up off the floor and make a double exhale. Inhale as those legs switch. Opposite hand is towards the top, lower hand is towards the bottom. Exhale. Keep it up. Chin is slightly tucked towards that chest. A nice C curve of your spine for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax and release the shoulders, the back of the head down towards the mat. Release your feet down towards the floor for a moment. Windshield wipe through those knees. Really relieve any tension that might have built up in your lower back. That's why we're doing these ab moves right now, to build that strength so that our lower backs continue to feel good. Gotta work both sides. So important. All right, next up, we're going to go for a little double leg pull. So this time, both knees draw in, lower back stays down on the floor. Can you lift your shoulders up off of the mat? Now you're going to use your breath. Exhale as your legs extend, arm extends overhead. You can bring those heels as close towards the floor as feels good to you. Circle those arms around. On your inhale, knees come back towards your chest. Exhale. Arms go up overhead. Great. Let's get 5 of them. Inhale, knees in. Exhale, reach. Inhale, knees in. Exhale, find that big extension. Inhale, knees in, halfway. Exhale, big reach. Last 2. Final 1. Draw those knees back in towards your chest. Release your soles of the feet down towards the floor. Extend your arms out towards the side. Press up onto your hips and roll over to one side for a nice little spine twist. See if you can feel the stretch in your belly already. I know I've been getting a lot of extra core work in this week because so many of you amazing people, don't want to call the company out, have been coming to meet with me for some fitness assessments, for getting some personalized training programs, something we can also work on virtually if you're interested. So just reach out to me or any of the other health fitness people running the fitness center, and we're happy to help you create a workout that's right for you. Go ahead, roll back onto your back, press through the soles of the feet, and come onto the other side. Or just keep doing these great workouts with us. We have so many different options every day, different intensities that you can do. But if you find that you're having any trouble making it to class or with any of the moves, let us know. We'll work to make it work. Yay, what is next? Oh, I'm excited. All right, we got one more slightly glute engaging move before we're going to come into our half Tabata set. So go ahead, bring the soles of the feet back down towards the floor. We're going to press into them to lift up into a glute bridge. So your upper back is still really firmly down on the mat, even maybe pressing down through that mid back, that kind of bra region. So we're not coming into a shoulder stance. That upper back is really supported. Feeling that nice stretch into the hips a little bit, and core is pulled in tight, and it's helping us to stabilize. All right, you can either just stay right here in this glute bridge if that's enough challenge for you, or we're going to bring a little balance to the party. So inhale, bring those arms up overhead. Maybe this is enough. If you're ready for a little bit more, opposite arm is going to extend. Thumb's going to tap down on the floor. So a little bit of windmill arms. You're going to use your breath. Excuse me, ankle back. Still pressing that upper back into the floor. Glutes are squeezed, hips are raised for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower yourself back down. Take that windshield wipe through your legs, or even taking a moment to extend those legs all the way nice and long. You can bob your knees and windshield wipe your feet from there. Take 3 relaxing breaths, and then ankle buck. Can you move away? You're making it hard to exercise right now. That's perfect. Here, look, this is your bed. You can come sit in it. Why don't you go sit in that bed? You're a winner. All right. So next up for our little Tabata circuit, we're going to go for a runner's crunch. So one thing that really helps, especially if you're working on building that ab strength, is really pressing into the opposite foot on the floor to help you try and gently lift up. If lifting your whole body up is not going to happen for you, I want you to stay low on the floor. See if you can get those shoulders up off of the mat. So not just chin stretching up towards the ceiling. And a slightly easier option is to do a bicycle crunch. If extending your legs on the bicycle crunch is still too much, you can do that bicycle crunch with a bent knee and just return your heel, the sole of the foot, down towards the floor. So got a little something for everyone. Either just being right here, working to lift up from a knee drive, or getting that straight leg, still keeping that lower back down on the mat, or really lifting all the way up. So just like a runner, if you're lifting all the way up, I want you to find that twist, find that drive with your elbow behind you. You get to work a little bit more into the obliques. All right, let's get started. 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So exhale, no matter what. As you are bringing that elbow and knee towards each other, use that exhale. Inhale on your way down. Awesome. Take that 10-second break. Ready? Here we go. Let's begin again. We're getting work into those lower abs right here with this runner's crunch. Take a break. And if you find that halfway through you're starting to feel tired, that's okay. Go ahead, bend your knees. You can come into one of these bent knee versions. You can even still lift yourself all the way up with that bent knee if you want to. It takes a little bit of the pressure off of the back, or you're just finding some sort of a bicycle crunch from right here. You can still work on that little cross body action. Take a break. We got one more time through. I love you, Uncle Buck. Go away from me now. Here we go. So I'm finishing up with one of these modified versions at the end just to keep going. That's the most important thing, making something work for you. If you want to try a little bit harder here for the last 3, 2, 1. We made it. Yay! Awesome. Let's do some great plank work. I'm going to change up this timer. I was going to make us do each plank move for a minute, but you know what? Let's be cool. Be cool. Don't be uncool. And we're going to just do each of our plank moves for 30 seconds, right? You know what? Let's do 35 seconds. I think we're worth that. And we'll take 15 seconds of break before the next move. Awesome sauce. All right, we got 5 moves to go, and then we can stretch when we're done. The first move that we're going to do, pardon me, Uncle Buck, is going to be a plank with a shoulder tap. You can do this plank on your knees. You can be right here in tabletop if you need to be, if it's too much for you to find this little check mark, or you can be all the way up on your toes. Try not to have those hips towards the ceiling. If your hips are up at the ceiling, come back down towards your knees. Find that nice flat back and work in these planks to have your shoulders in line with, or just your hips in line with or just below the shoulders. But I don't want to see any sagging of those hips. So we're in that nice straight lifted line. First move is going to help to warm up those shoulders just a little bit. I'm going to do it from the modified position. We're going to add in a shoulder tap. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, begin. So even right here with my knees on the floor, I got my glutes gently squeezed, my core is engaged, trying not to rock too much side to side. So can you keep your hips square to the floor? After this straight arm shoulder tap, we're going to roll to whichever side you want to. We're going to do a side plank, either just holding that side plank, and it can be modified, or you're going to add in a hip dip if that works for your body today. Awesome. So coming over onto our sides, you can have those 2 knees stacked on top of each other. You can bring your top leg forward so you're up on one leg. We're just lowering that hip and lifting it right back up. You're ready? 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So having one leg extended makes it a little bit harder. Having those 2 knees stacked is a great place to get started. Really pressing down through that elbow and forearm, which are down on the mat right underneath of your shoulder. Still using that breath. Exhale to press up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Next, we got a forearm plank. Forearm plank, which again, you can do from your knees if you need to. We're going to add in a little bit of a glute squeeze. So a little glute squeeze, lifting one toe off of the floor, let your heel lead, begin. So find a spot, eyes forward, squeeze that glute, find an intentional lift of that toe off of the floor. Make sure that your elbows are still just about under your shoulders. Find that squeeze and lift. Eye gaze is forward. Shoulder blades are coming towards each other. 3, 2, 1. You made it. Come over other side, opposite side, side plank with that hip dip. I'll demo this time on the knees. You can have those legs straight too. You're challenging yourself. Here we go. So using that breath, exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Remember, both sides of the body are not the same, so just doing the best that you can with the body that you have today, knowing that your best is enough. You're here, you're showing up for yourself. As long as you're creating a challenge and you know that you're creating a challenge, you're going to see a difference. Hopefully you feel that mental difference too of that self-pride. Oh, awesome. We made it. Last move, we're going to put it all together. So from the forearms, a nice little rolling plank. And remember, you can come onto your knees if you need to, or stay on your knees. Rolling plank, adding in a leg lift. So roll intentionally one side to the other. Nice big leg lift. Getting into that glute just a little bit more here. The exterior / side part of the glute. So you can have those nice round, full booties. Awesome. And you can do this straight arm, or you could be doing it just like me on the forearms. We're amazing. Keep going. How you doing? We made it. Awesome. Go ahead, open those knees as wide as feels comfortable. Bring your toes together. Send your glutes back towards your heels. Let's take a moment right here in child's pose. Just breathe in. Great. Now let's pull ourselves all the way forward. Take some form of up dog or cobra or sphinx. From here, tuck your toes under, send your glutes up towards the ceiling, pedal through those heels, passing through down dog. Do your best to get your biceps in line with your ears here. Find that little arch of your back, like I'm really lifting you up as if I had a rubber band around your hip flexors to lift up towards the ceiling. All right, exhale, release your knees down towards the floor. Walk your hands in gently. Give yourself a couple cat-cows right here. Really focus on that separation through the shoulder blades. We're going to do one more abdominal engaging move now that we're feeling a little bit more warmed up and ready. We're going to do a nice quick little roll up. So go ahead, turn over onto your back again. I encourage you to try this one with straight legs. If it's really not working for you with straight legs, bending your knees is definitely going to make it a little bit easier. Think about pressing those heels into the floor. We're going to extend our arms forward in front of us and start to find that C curve of your spine as you slowly lower yourself down. Your heels are probably going to drag along with you. Shoulders come all the way down towards the mat. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale. Full length of the exhale. Find this nice big C curve right here. So inhale, slowly lower down. Exhale, arms come up overhead. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, find that reach. Inhale, slowly down. Exhale, arms come up overhead. Inhale, arms come up just about like your Frankenstein. Exhale to engage those abs. Let's do 2 more times. Remember, you can have your knees bent if you found that those straight legs weren't working for you. You're doing your best to really use those abs. So I'm trying to slow the breath down so that you're not throwing your arms up to find this nice big lift. Last time. Inhale, slowly going down. Shoulders touch the floor. Exhale, arms go up overhead. Nice big lat stretch. Inhale, arms come back up to heart center. Exhale, find that forward fold. Great. Relax your arms down by your side. Find that nice lifted length through the crown of your head. Open those legs nice and wide right here. Good. You can have your hands forward in front of you. We're just taking a nice little stretch through those inner thighs. So your choice, depending on how your body feels. Maybe your hands are behind you to find that lifted length. I thought it was weird that time wasn't passing at all. Or if you need a little bit more of a stretch, you can always take this big forward hinge. Great. On your inhale, if you fold it forward, lift yourself up, walk those hands back in. Let's bring our legs in and carefully make our way back to our feet. Let's pass through in a kneeling position for just a moment, lifting up your heart. 2 breaths right here, just grounding, soaking that practice in. Getting a little bit of a stretch still if you want in your ankles, especially if you lean back and you lift one knee and then the other. Just making sure we give a love to all the parts of our body. And then bring your hands forward, tuck your toes under, send your hips up towards the ceiling, walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands. One more time to enjoy a stretch on the hamstrings, a separation of those shoulder blades. While you're here, shake your head. Yes, I am so glad I came. I did make it through all those moves. Nope, maybe you didn't think that you would, but you did. And I'm sure that you did a great job. With the weight in your heels, slowly roll yourself all the way up. And let's take 2 final breaths together at the end. So feel free to bend those knees. Inhale those arms all the way up overhead. Really find that stretch through your belly, maybe even a little bit of a back bend. Exhale, arms come down by your side. Last time, inhale, arms come all the way up. And this time as you bring them down, feel free to find any little side reaches that feel good for you and your body today. Awesome. That's it, everyone. I hope you had a great time in today's core and stretch class. I hope that you surprised yourself checking in on your strength. Remember, the more that you do a workout like this, the easier it's going to get for you to especially stay in those planks and for you to tune into and turn on your abs a little bit earlier. So think about coming back to this workout if it was particularly challenging for you. And I look forward to seeing you on Friday for some yin yoga. Have a wonderful day.